finish my master's. And after finishing my degree, we realized that job search was more difficult than we actually initially thought it out to be. Yes, universities were helpful, but there was a clear gap into where international students, struggle to find the right companies, the right jobs, and specifically with everything to do with the right visas as well. The situation in Ireland is also similar, where as an international student, you need some support when it comes to job search and employability. And that's why I'm delighted to share that Student Circus, after becoming the UK's largest international student employability service provider, has now moved to Ireland and has launched an Irish platform specifically for international students to find the right jobs. So, today's webinar is all about giving you a lot of information before you start your journey from your home country and land in Dublin. In today's webinar, we're going to be covering a range of different topics, starting with part-time jobs, where to find them, how to find them, etc. Second is all about employer sponsor visas opportunities. So as an international student that's going to Ireland, when we did our research, we found that most of you have chosen Ireland because you want to live in Ireland, not just for 1, 2, or 3 years, but for a much longer time. And if you want to do that, you need to find the right visa sponsored roles. And that's what we're going to tell you more about. The third topic we're going to cover today is post-study timelines. So what are the timelines you need to follow to make the best impact, specifically as a master's student that has chosen Ireland? The fourth topic we're going to cover today is employer interactions, followed by networking. As I've said earlier, you're also going to meet an alumni who's going to share their journey of securing a job in Ireland after finishing the graduation. And I'm also going to invite a current international student who's studying in Ireland to share their experiences of opportunities available there now. So let's begin by giving you a brief introduction about what your life will be while studying abroad. We know that you can't wait. Everyone on today's call might have got a confirmed offer and might already be ready packing their bags, planning the trip to land in Ireland soon. So, life abroad can be extremely exciting, but you need to make sure that you have to make the use of all the different resources to make the most of your study abroad worthwhile. So, what are the resources we're talking about? The first thing I want to share with all of you is you have to get involved. Irish universities have very active student societies and events taking place. You have student groups, volunteering programs, all that will help you in your journey as an international student in Ireland. The good part is that when you join student societies, students' unions, student groups, and volunteering programs, you can use many of these as work experiences in Ireland. And we all know that employers prefer to hire students with the right work experience. But apart from being involved at university, the first thing you need to know is making the most of the resources that the university provides. So, beyond your course, beyond your academics, students sometimes miss out on the wonderful aspects that the university provides. So, here we're going to tell you about the different aspects that you can make the most of. Let's talk about the career services to begin with. The career services at each and every Irish university are experts that are there to support you in your career journey. You can basically go to them to have just a one on one chat with them. They will help you with your CVs, with your cover letters. Many of them will have a lot of resources for you to find jobs, apply for jobs, practice psychometric tests, practice your interviews, etc. Now, as an international student that wants to make Ireland their permanent home in the future, if you want to do that and if you want to get the right job, the one thing you need to understand is that the Irish job search market is very different to many of your home countries. So, to make sure you have a good chance, you have to first understand how the Irish job search market works. And that's where the career services can help you. Apart from that, you have access to academics, you have access to professional services and other departments like the alumni team as well, where you can connect with alumni who've graduated from your university and start building your professional networks. Because the aim is very simple. You need to start building your experiences early. As a former international student that went for a 1 year's master's program, which I'm sure many of you are going for, 1 year is very short. Time's going to fly. And as an international student, you have to make the most of not just every month or every week, but literally every day you're there. The earlier you start, whether it's getting involved with your career services, with your alumni team, going to career fairs, or just networking at university, the better placed you will be in the future. Now, when it comes to job search, I'm sure that almost everyone today is looking for part time jobs because it is expensive to live and work abroad. So, if you're looking for part time jobs in Ireland, the one good point is that part time jobs don't just help you with money, but they also give you a lot of skill sets that you can use for your future job search. Part time jobs also open up a lot of doors and provide you with networking opportunities as well. The good news is Student Circus has a part time jobs board in Ireland specifically for international students. My colleagues will put in the chat the link to our Student Circus Irish platform, and I hope everyone goes there and makes the use of the part time jobs we have curated for all of you. But when it comes to part time jobs, there are a couple of pointers that all of you need to keep in mind. First, as a student visa holder in Ireland, you can only work for a limited amount of time every week, and that is 20 hours during term time. Make sure you do not breach your visa conditions because that is going to cause you a lot of pain in the future. Stick to less than 20 hours per week. More importantly, part time jobs are also getting extremely competitive in Ireland. So you need to start applying early. So don't wait till you arrive to prepare for your part time job. Start now. The good news is, towards the end of this presentation, all the students who attend can get access to a guide that Student Circus has created for all of you, which includes information about the Irish job search market, CV templates, etc., that you can use to get job ready even before you leave your home country. And finally, because competition is high, you need to understand that sometimes you might have to make more applications than you initially thought out to be. Sometimes students have to make 50, 80, or even 100 applications to be successful. The good news is that part time job applications, in most cases, are not long. They are quite short and they might be easy to apply for as well. But the bottom line is very simple. If you're an international student looking for a part time job in Ireland, start your prep even before you leave your home country. Now, part time jobs, as I said, are important to not just earn some money in Ireland, but also build work experience. Part time jobs also help build transferable skills. And employers, specifically in Ireland, value transferable skills when hiring for graduate roles. So, in one sense, your part time job will actually be a step to your future success in Ireland. There are two types of part time jobs in Ireland that students can find. First are structured roles. These roles are easier to define, normally with corporate companies, but they tend to be extremely competitive and employers tend to be extremely selective while hiring them. There's a lesser amount of formal structured roles that are part time in Ireland. There are a few of them, but if your application is good, you can be successful. So you need to expect a formal process, which includes multiple interviews, a personality test, maybe an assessment as well. But most part time jobs in Ireland are unstructured. They are in hospitality, in retail, in care. So these roles are informal and easier to apply to. Local shops, many of the local shops in your city center will have vacancies to hire for part time positions as well. So the application process is usually not just simpler, but much more faster as well. Even as an international student that does an unstructured part time role, you can still build valuable skills and insights that will help you in your future job search. The bottom line for every international student in Ireland should be it doesn't matter what you do apart from your academics, or it doesn't matter what sort of part time role you do, as long as you're doing something. Something apart from your basic academics will always add value to your skill set when you're looking for a full time role. So don't just wait and chase for roles in your field. Sometimes they might be very rare. And not many companies offer structured part-time roles for specialized, skill sets. So get something to begin with. And whilst you're doing an unstructured role, focus on your applications, focus on networking, and try and see if you can convert your unstructured role into a structured role into the future. And that's when I want to invite Shayan Basu Roy, who's an international student himself studying in Ireland currently. Shayan's joining us right now, and Shayan's an international student campus ambassador currently working with Student Circus. He has also dabbled with multiple different part time roles during his education. He's a wonderful chap and he has a lot of experience which he would like to share with all of you so that all of you are well prepared before you leave your home country. Offer on to you, Shayan. If you can share more about who you are, what you do, and just about your experience of studying in Ireland, it would be extremely beneficial to our audience today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Lovely seeing you again. And a very warm hello and welcome to everyone joining in from different parts of the world for this webinar. A little bit about me. My name is Shayan Basu Roy, and I am currently pursuing a master's in public policy at University College Dublin. And also at the same time, at the moment, I am finishing up a placement internship with the Geary Institute for Public Policy based at UCD. Um, I think, Sir has mostly covered what it is to be in Ireland. But for me, I think, I've always said this to a lot of people that it might sound a little corny or might sound a little typical, but Ireland was never part of the plan. It was never like the top choice or anything like that. Not because it wouldn't have been or it wasn't a great country, but it never sort of came to my mind specifically. But in many ways, even if I did not choose Dublin, Dublin chose me. The picturesque beauty that the city provides, um, the opportunities that the city provides is humongous. And for me personally, Ireland has given me so many opportunities that I don't think I would have been able to access when I was back in my home country. And obviously, it's not a piece of cake. It's not a cakewalk. It is difficult. It takes a lot of your time, energy, effort, especially for someone like myself, for whom it is their first time just living away from home. So obviously, it is difficult. Talking about, as Sir mentioned, talking about the job market and talking about, securing part-time roles as an international student. Yes, it is important because at the end of the day, Dublin is one of the rather expensive capitals in Europe. Dublin is quite expensive when it comes to daily expenditures and stuff like that. So therefore, it is important, and in many cases, it is quite necessary to have a part time to just generally have a good quality and a comfortable quality of life. So I think first of all, searching for part times, as Sir mentioned, it is very important to start early, connect with people, and this is something that myself and Sir have discussed as well previously. That it is a very small country. It is not a very big country. It is a very small country. People kind of know each other, so therefore, if you're able to network well with people, especially with the Irish, they genuinely appreciate that because I'll tell you something about the Irish people. They love to talk. They genuinely love to talk. They love to have a good chat. They love to have a good crack, as they say. But the thing is, it is very important to establish workable relationships with the people you're hoping to work with and work for, because many a times skill sets are transferable even when you're at the job or like even when you're on the job, right? But then if you have the personality and and if to them, if you showcase yourself as a cultural fit, that okay, you know what, this person is a cultural fit and an ideal candidate for us to have because they're a great personality as well, that gets you in most of the doors that you would never imagine yourself getting into. So that is one very critical point. And as mentioned on the PPT as well, talking about the Campus Ambassador program, honestly, I came across the Campus Ambassador program with Student Circus, and it has genuinely been a wonderful opportunity for me because not only have I been able to contribute in different ways to Student Circus, but also I have been able to network and also get to know so many people. Um, I came across the campus ambassador opportunity very randomly. I was just doom scrolling on Instagram, although I don't recommend doom scrolling, but I was just scrolling through Instagram and I found a reel talking about the campus ambassador opportunity. And the next thing I did is I sent an email to Student Circles talking about my profile and applied for the campus ambassador job through the Student Circus portal, of course. And yeah, and was lucky enough to be selected as a campus ambassador for Ireland, and also got the opportunity to connect with Dhruv sir when he did come down to Dublin, and we did record a couple of reels and a couple of videos, which is up on the Instagram website as well for everyone to see. So all in all, I think it was a wonderful opportunity. And of course, as many of you might have already discovered or might have already read through, the campus ambassador opportunity is paid. So therefore, it also gives you an opportunity to earn a good amount of money and generally just have that kind of side income for yourselves. And the best part is just connecting with other students. I am one of the few campus ambassadors in Ireland because obviously, as a company, Student Circus is growing in Ireland as well because it is a huge job market now. But the opportunities that I got when I got connected with students from the UK, students from, students from Australia, students from the UK, and, people like me who came 1 year ago and, from, probably perhaps from the same city, from the same country, and came and, just having similar experiences and stuff. And it's wonderful, and the best part about the campus ambassador opportunity is also the diversity of the role. Not only do you learn stakeholder management, not only do you learn networking with people, but you also learn social media branding, which, trust me, is considered a critical skill in Ireland. There are so many Indians who are, in fact, part of the Marketing Council of Ireland. So, therefore, marketing, digital content, brand creation, these are skills that the Irish government, construes as critical skills. So therefore, if you're getting an opportunity to learn, those kind of things and have that kind of work experience with an, established company, I mean, that in itself is more valuable experience than most experiences from what I've heard. And I think also, as I said, the campus ambassador opportunity generally is something that, everyone should look at and everyone should apply for as well. It is genuinely a wonderful opportunity to not only work with Student Circus, but to build your own profile as well. Because I will be very honest, when I started out the campus ambassador opportunity, I was very early on in my journey in Ireland. So I did not have a lot going on for myself. But I will be very honest, the Student Circus opportunity opened a lot of doors for me. I'm also currently working as a communications officer for Europa, which is a inter-university alliance of which UCD is a member university. And I had already started working as a campus ambassador by then. And I talked a lot about how I prepare, made these reels and I worked in, and I did a lot of communication materials and I did a lot of B-rolls and stuff like that. And that really helped me get the opportunity to work as a communications officer and work with different universities all across Europe. So it opened doors I never imagined for myself to open. So I think that's a little bit about myself and the campus ambassador opportunity. And generally speaking, Ireland's a great country. It's beautiful. The weather's a little, it's a little, here and there sometimes, but that's something you get used to. You graciously accept it. But grateful to Student Circles, grateful to this country, and grateful to UCD as well for giving me the opportunities that I never thought I would get. And definitely, everyone should absolutely apply for the Campus Ambassador program by Student Circus. And thank you so much for inviting me out here. It's been
No,
lovely talking to everyone.
thank you so much, Ayan. I can see that in the last year since you've traveled, you've already been half British, half Irish by talking about the weather. I think that's very
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
common
yeah,
for
yeah.
us to do. So that's
Oh,
great.
yeah, it is. It is. It is. Yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. So one question I have, a very
yeah,
important question is, a lot of international students that choose to study in Ireland are choosing to study in Ireland because of jobs, the job market and how it functions, etc. So
yeah.
at UCD, I'm sure you must have gone to your employability and your careers team, etc. Can you
Yes.
just
Yeah.
give all the audiences some insight as to what to expect from the career services. And in your case, how different was it from your home country career services? Anything that you can,
Right.
in the next minute, if you can just sum up quickly.
Absolutely. I think it's very different. Coming in from my home country, which of course is India, we actually have placement committees coming into different universities and telling people and hiring people directly from the campus, right? We have campus hiring that very popularly. So we have campus hiring in universities. However, in Ireland and majorly in Europe, that is something that doesn't happen. What does happen is the careers network, especially at UCD, they have a very strong connection with different companies and different, software engineering companies and all the big tech companies that are there in Ireland, right? Because obviously Ireland is a big tech hub for all these American companies. So they have something called employability fairs, where these companies come in, they talk to you about the companies, people who themselves were hired from UCD, maybe the previous years or the years before that. They come in and they talk about like their experiences, about like how it was for them when they got hired. And generally the careers network, they will help you out with, so I'll be very realistically, they will help you out with perhaps giving you email IDs of employers, or giving you email IDs of or like contact details of employers and stuff like that. So you never know what you're going to get out of the careers network, honestly, because it's really diverse in the sense that they have a lot of resources, they have guidebooks, they have good working relationships with good companies. And also, given the fact that UCD in itself is a brand name in this country, a lot of people, genuinely look at it from the employer perspective that okay, if you're a UCD grad, there is a good chance that you will get hired, because the sort of careers network is has a very strong presence in the job market as well. And many people do say that the job market is volatile. So but still at the day, it is also all about the opportunities that you can find for yourself by being in touch with the right kind of people. So yeah.
Absolutely. No, I think that was really helpful and really reassuring for students going and choosing Ireland and specifically UCD in this case. So thank you so much, Ayan, for your wonderful support. And I'm sure you'll
Thank
be
you so
meeting
much,
many
sir.
of these
Thank you.
students. I'm sure many of them will be reaching out to you. So great. Thank you
Definitely. I'm
so
looking
much.
forward to.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thanks very much. Thanks a
Thank you.
million. Thanks.
So there you saw some student who's currently in Dublin doing a campus ambassador role, who's doing a part-time placement while studying at UCD, giving you some important tips as well, whilst guiding you all in your study abroad journeys to Ireland. But I just wanted to pick up one important point that Shayan spoke about, employer expectations. Because employer expectations might be very, very different in many of your home countries compared to Ireland. So, when it comes to what employers expect in Ireland, there are three fundamental things. First is an academic foundation. Yes, you're going to study a degree, so you better finish your degree and, if possible, get a decent or good score. But academics are not as highly valued as they might be in many of your home countries. So, even though it's important and one of the important pillars, it's not only a make or break. The most important pillar that we found for employers in Ireland are your transferable skills. Skills such as communication skills, teamwork, problem solving, adaptability, taking initiative, etc., are extremely important. And these skills are actually built through work experience in Ireland and maybe in your home country that you've had as well. As an international student going to Ireland, your priority should be to build as many transferable skills as you can through the various initiatives that you will come across. And the third and the most one of the most important pillars is the evidence of application of and building these skills. So when it comes to your transferable skills, a lot of the time international students kind of put all of these skills in their CV, but when a company asks them give an example of having these skills or building these skills, sometimes students come across not knowing what to answer. So it's always important to make sure that whatever you put in terms of your skills, you have evidence to back it up. For example, if you say you're a good communicator and you have good communication skills, and as an employer, someone asks you, can you give us an example of why do you think you have good communication skills? The answer should be simple. Maybe you've done a part time job in a retail shop where you met people from across the world, and your job was to, support them in buying stuff. So, as a retail sales assistant, you had the opportunity to interact with people from across the world and to support them in their shopping journeys. That helped you build communication skills. So, examples such as these are extremely important to back up what you put in your CV because employers in Ireland do ask this important question. Now, when it comes to networking, we found out from Shayan that networking was important, and in this case, he used social media to find the campus ambassador opportunity. After finding this opportunity, he built on it to get another internship and a part-time role. So that's exactly one of the best examples that anyone could give when it comes to how to use networking for job search success. When it comes to networking, there are two different ways in which you can do it. First is before you join your university. So, most universities that recruit international students to study in Ireland will have an offer holder group, sometimes on Facebook, sometimes on WhatsApp. So, make sure you join it before you arrive. Most of the students that go and study in your course will be known to you. Sometimes your accommodation will share with you who the other people you're sharing your accommodation with. So, connect with them on LinkedIn. Connect with alumni from your future university in Ireland also on LinkedIn. Many universities will run webinars, pre departure events, and meetups, so try and go to as many of them. That's one of the easiest ways to make friends and connect with people that will be studying with you for the next year or a couple of years. And make sure that you create and have a professional LinkedIn profile. Build your LinkedIn network early so you can start using it as soon as you land in the country. So now that you've built your networking skills before you leave your home country, whilst you start studying at an Irish university, your phase two begins. As I've said previously, universities provide you access to societies, clubs, etc., and including volunteering programs that you can join while you're there. So make sure that the first thing you do once you land at your university is find out all about these societies, clubs, and volunteering programs. The second thing you must do is go to your career service. Every university, as I said previously, has a career services that will host career fairs, employer networking events, etc. And it is your job and proactiveness as an international student that will help you make the most of these as well. Third, start applying for part time jobs and internships as soon as you land in the country. But remember, go to your career services first, get your CV checked first before you start applying for part time jobs and internships. And finally, when you connect with your alumni, your classmates, your academics, employers on LinkedIn, stay connected. Don't just connect with them and forget them. It's all about staying connected, making most of these professional connections, and making sure that they lead to success in the future. And that brings me to making the most of your LinkedIn as well, whilst you're an international student in Ireland. When it comes to LinkedIn, you must, as an international student, build your personal brand. You should make it sharp, and you should make it so interesting that people who are scrolling through the timeline when they come across your profile stop and read up more that you have to say. It's very simple to create a personal brand on LinkedIn. All that it needs is a professional photograph that you need to put for your LinkedIn profile, a strong headline and a bio that you need to add, update your education section and your experience section so LinkedIn's algorithm can do its magic and let you connect with the right people and alumni from your university. And finally, if you have any projects, achievements, or skills that you've gained, whether through LinkedIn Learning or through your previous work experience or extracurricular activities, make sure you put it in. Because the more you add on to LinkedIn, the more chances are it will lead you to greater connections and success in the future. Having a LinkedIn profile is good. Having your personal brand on LinkedIn is even better. So let's start now. Let's help you make your first LinkedIn post if you haven't started already. In the chat, we'll drop a few webinar pictures. So my team members are already taking screenshots. So make sure that you share your study abroad journey right from now before you leave your home country and start making your LinkedIn debut with a post about how you felt the session went. Additionally, when it comes to working in Ireland, one of the biggest, I would say, barriers for international students is visas. A lot of international students sometimes get confused around the different types of visas in Ireland. So, as a study abroad service or as a company that supports international students in finding work in Ireland, it is our job to make sure that you know at least the basic amount of the visas before you leave your home country. There are three main visa options that you have to consider. The first is the student visa, which all of you will get when you go to study in Ireland. If you study with a listed institution, you do a course for a valid duration, you're allowed to work part-time during term time, which is 20 hours per week. And during holidays, you can work up to 40 hours. The second visa that all of you should keep in mind is the Stamp 1G, which is the graduate permission, which allows you to stay and work after graduation in Ireland. It's valid for up to 2 years for eligible graduates, so make sure you read the fine print, and it gives you full working rights as well. Think of it as a post study work visa. And the third is the Stamp 1, which is called the employment permit, which is it's for specific holders. You have to get an employment permit, and it's typically for 1 to 2 years in duration. The good news is it's renewable, and you work for your sponsoring employer only. So your employer that gives you a job needs to sponsor you for an employment permit once you meet the basic parameters. And once you get sponsorship, you get it for a couple of years, which is renewable, and that lets you live and work in Ireland for your employer. Yes, there are many other visas available as well, but as an international student, the good news is that Student Circus has a lot more visa options available on their website as well. So when you land in Ireland, when you sign up to the Student Circus platform, you will get more information about visas there. That brings me to telling you more about Student Circus. So, Student Circus is free for all international students studying at Irish universities. All that you need to do is sign up with your university email ID. Yes, each and every one of you that go to study at Irish university will get your personal university email ID, and just use that to sign up and unlock tools and resources to help you with your job search in Ireland. You can see on your screen that Student Circus has a range of different tools that will help you, not just whilst you're a student, but even after you finish your graduation. Having said that, I'm delighted to welcome Haronak. Haronak, thank you so much for taking time out to coming along. And Haronak is an international student himself who's just finished his degree in Ireland and is currently working in Ireland. So I think you're very much in demand, Haronak, because almost every student I've spoken to wants to meet someone who's studying and working in an island. So I will pass on the baton to you. So if you can just quickly introduce yourself, tell students who you are, and just give them your journey of what it has been like as an international student that's graduated from Dublin City University to finding a job in Ireland. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dev. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So I'm Ronak. I'm currently working as a senior accountant at GMAT Invoice. Recently completed my master's in finance from Dublin City University in October 2025. And thankfully, I started my job in November itself. So like I didn't have to wait after my graduation to start working. So, like, I would say the journey throughout my university was very smooth. Like, it was all about learning new things, new opportunities that we got. And, like, for the job market, I would say, like, it's volatile. For sure, it's very volatile. And it's basically for everyone. People, like, I have seen people saying, like, it's for people with have who have work experience back in their countries and in specific regions they have then they are in demand, but it's not like that. Even I'm a fresher, I just had a few internships on my CV, that's it. But more than that, the Irish employers basically don't look for experience in particular. They are like, if you have those particular technical skills they are currently needing for a specific role, so it's very possible, like, you might land a job even before completing your master's or your undergrad degree. Like few of my friends got a job before even completing. So yeah, I know, but like I wouldn't say I know, but yeah, I know a few people who have landed. So yeah, it's great. Like it's good when you like come to a different country, learn about their culture. It's like Irish people are one of the best people I have ever met. Like in my whole life, they're the most jealous people. Like you can ever imagine working with. So it's very good to like go. And for me, the things that worked the most was using your career services at your university. Like The CV I'm currently using was like almost modified by my career services in my university, DCU. If you are going to DCU, I'm not able to remember the name of the lady, but yeah, you definitely get to know her. But she's very helpful. She sees your CV particularly like for each and every one. She doesn't give you generic CV or something like that. So that helped me the most. And the other thing which helped me the most was like if you go on the pages of the companies, like if you go on LinkedIn's page, specific on LinkedIn or maybe Google or Microsoft's page, they usually have some kind of social networking events throughout the year. Like for Microsoft, it's for tech guys, EY, they have for specifically for trainees or the guys who are still pursuing their accountancy accountancy or any kind of career progression qualification. So it's like I used to go there. There I have made a lot of connections. Like those people are very helpful. They can even refer you. Like even I got a few referrals, and referral do matters. Do matters. Like people are like, no, it's your skills or something. No, it's not your skills. It's a referral. Like obviously you'll be on the top of the list when like the hiring manager or the hiring team sees you. So it plays a very big role in all of those things. So yeah, it's pretty much like it's all on based on your networking, I would say. Like how do you do your networking, how you manage all your things. It's like networking doesn't stop like in events or to company guys. Like uh one of my professor in my university even referred me like so a few of the alums are like always in touch with the professors or the HODs of your class, like courses. So even one of my friends got a referral from our professor, and he's currently working at Alter Domus. So yeah, those professors are really helpful. You should always be like interacting with everyone in your university. You never know who's gonna help you out in like they can help you, they can refer you. It's not about referring. Also, like I would say, it's always better to network and socialize. So yeah,
Absolutely. I think you've hit the nail on the head. It's all about networking, and we do have one student who's
exactly.
asking us how to network. And I think, Haranak, you mentioned that the best way to network is with your professors, you know. Don't ask them for a
Yeah,
job, but if you're a good student, you interact with them,
exactly.
they will be, open to referrals. And I think you've given a very important suggestion to current incoming students that look, every company, especially larger companies, will have,
Yeah,
events taking place at their offices. So many of these are free. Many of them
yeah,
have
exactly.
great food as well. I've been to many of
Yeah,
them. Many of them have
we,
great food and great drinks. So what's
yeah,
better than that? You can make your career. You can have good food and good drinks. It
exactly.
works for everyone. So as an incoming international student, I think it's extremely important to make use of everything that both the experts today have told us. Shayan, as a current student who's navigating life, and Haronak, who is a little bit more senior to him, who's gone through the whole journey, gotten a good job now. So, Haronak, one last question before I let you go. Can you tell
Yeah.
us, how your life is as an accounting trainee in an accounting firm? How does life look like in Ireland as a graduate working in Ireland, and what are your
Yeah.
is there anything specific you'd like to tell current students on life as a current graduate?
So basically, bro, I would like to say, like, I just saw, like, you were telling about visas, the visas, sponsorship, and all these things. The 1G, like, I'm currently on 1G, but for sponsorship, you usually need stamp one. The, that's, it's critical skills for permit, something like that. So it's there, and there are few more options. Like, currently, I'm working as a trainee accountant. So I am eligible for stamp 1A. That's specifically for accountants. Like I'm currently giving my ACCA exams. If you are registered with any of recognized accountancy body and training under like working in a accountancy firm, which is also registered under that same, not exactly registered, but registered as a trainee. Like they're allowed to train you. So you are eligible for that particular visa and you will get it, sir. I guess 4 years. Yeah, still I haven't applied because it's just like 6 months on my stamp until so it's fine. And overall, I would say like it's very easy going through the professional side. Like they're very helpful. Like I was totally a fresher. Had I had the technical knowledge but not the in on-hand experience. So like they understood it. So they were like, yeah, you have to do it step by step. It's not a hurry. Like even like most of the time they are very chill. Not I would say like almost I won't say every, but most of those guys are chill. So it's pretty much good. It's just you need to land a good job
Yeah,
and you should start as early as possible. Like as
perfect.
soon as you land, you should start with your LinkedIn. You have to keep your LinkedIn on point. You're socializing. You should be attending events. Even in universities, also companies come and have their events. Like I have seen EY goes to every university almost, and there are a lot of companies. Like I won't specifically say any names, but there are a lot of companies. You can most of the times they have their like hiring managers or partners over there. You can
Yeah,
discuss with them what they are currently looking for, and you should be upskilling as what are the current market requirements. Like if
absolutely.
they are saying they need a management accountant, so you should be pursuing something in that particular field. It's in that everything is fine, like, and you can enjoy the rainy weather, the
Perfect.
365 days. So yeah,
No, no, I think thank you. I think what you've really focused on is very, very important. So starting early,
yeah,
networking, through your university life and understanding visas. I think these are the
yeah,
three things that are common across the board, even in the UK and even in Ireland, that if you want to be
yeah,
successful, you have to be proactive in all of these three aspects. So that's one of the reasons why we've kind of held this event today for all incoming students in Ireland. So again, a big, big thank you, Haronak, for taking out time to come
thank you so
along to
much.
give
Thank you so
your,
much.
you
Any
know,
day.
your advice. And I'm sure many of the students today will be connecting on LinkedIn with you.
For sure, for
So,
sure.
so thank you so much for helping out with that
Thank
as
you so
well.
much. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
so
bro.
much,
Thank you so
Haronak.
much.
So basically, you heard that from someone who's gotten a job in Ireland and now is planning to build his future in Ireland as well. So can't get better than that, right? So as we come towards the end of today's presentation, I do wanted to kind of cover some important aspects, specifically when it comes to graduate recruitment timelines. Because like how Haronak has said, international students looking for jobs in Ireland need to start early, specifically if you're a master's student. So on your screen, you will find that during the time you land in the country, which is from September, October onwards, applications will open up. And simultaneously, companies that open applications for their grad schemes, internship schemes, or placement schemes will start screening and testing candidates as well. In the new year, you will have assessment centers and interviews take place. And over the summer, that is from April onwards, you will have offers made. Now, remember, graduate schemes, internship schemes, and placement schemes are ones where you might apply in September, October of this year, but these are roles which you will start next year. And it's very, very common for international students to have a question that you're still studying. What do you put on your CV? That's where the career services comes in. The career services is designed to support you in your CV and your cover letter, and you don't need to worry because employers know that you're currently studying and you're still applying for a job. But that's how the system is designed in Ireland. So now that you know about the graduate timelines, you'll be better placed to start early with your job search. And finally, as we end today's session, I do want to give you a final checklist before I let you go. The first point I need you to focus on is that you must try and get some sort of experience in Ireland. There are various ways to do that. Do an internship, do a project, do volunteering, or even a part time job. The second step you need to keep in mind is you have to do your research on industries and employers, specifically that sponsor graduates. So, learning more about visas will be very, very helpful as well in that context. The third thing that you need to do is make sure you look at your emails because everything that the career services sends across to you will be over email. They will send you the dates of career fairs. You can even go and check them out, visit them, attend as many career fairs as possible and networking events as possible. Because again, as Haronak and Shayan both have said, it's extremely, extremely important to network your way through to success in Ireland. If you're the best student but you don't network, it's going to be difficult. If you're an okay student and you network, it'll be much easier. So again, make sure you are good at academics and you're making most of the opportunities available for you. Fourth is all about building your LinkedIn profile and your professional network. Again, it's you can start from now. I've already given you some tips on how to start off in creating your LinkedIn profile. But the good news is that academics, professional services staff are also open to being connected at the university. And finally, once you understand recruitment timelines, start looking at visa options. Students that do all of this proactively will have a much higher chance of success. And finally, I do want to break some myths because we know that social media is one place where a lot of us hear things about studying abroad, jobs abroad, etc. So, and there are a lot of misconceptions that, students might have as well. So, let's talk about some myths that we just want to bust right now. First, a common myth that I've always heard, because you have all these large tech companies like Meta, Google, Amazon, Microsoft in Ireland, is that Ireland is only good for tech jobs. I think with Cheyenne and with Haronak, we've seen that both of them are non techies, but yet have done really well for themselves. So that's one myth we can easily bust. Myth number two, that students only get jobs by attending career fairs. That's not true at all. In fact, no one gets a job when you attend a career fair because career fairs are mainly for networking in Ireland. What gets you jobs is actually applying for them by yourself and doing research by yourself. So if anyone's telling you that you'll get a job by attending a career fair, you know that you don't need to trust them. Myth number three that we need to bust is that you have to wait until your final year or till your final month to start preparing for your job search. As an undergrad student, if you're there on a 3 or 4 year program, you have the best chance because you have more time on your hands. So start preparing from first. In fact, those students that get the right internships or placements in their second or third year have a much higher chance of success after they graduate because 60 to 70% of the times employers will give you an offer even before you finish your graduation. Myth number four, graduate programs are your only opportunities. No, they're not. There are many jobs available apart from graduate programs that students can apply for as well. So there are many options available. All that you need to do is do the right research. And finally, the biggest myth that we all have heard, that your university will help you find a job. It's wrong. Universities do not give you jobs in your lap. They're not going to spoon feed you with getting you the right jobs. International students have to do the research themselves. Yes, the university career services have jobs boards. Yes, the university services have connections with employers, but applying for them, getting those right jobs, going through the process has to be everything that you need to do yourself. You can't 100% rely only on the university to do the hard work for you. So now that you know about all these pointers and we've bust some myths, I hope that your study abroad journey and your job search journey in Ireland is much more smoother. But we do have a gift waiting for you, a gift that will give you a sneak peek into the various pointers that you might want to know about. Student Circus has created a resource specifically for international students studying to study in Ireland. And as a part of the resource, you will get access to an Ireland style CV template. You'll get access to the top 20 sponsoring companies in Ireland, a LinkedIn starter playbook, understanding graduate recruitment timelines in Ireland, learning more about visas in Ireland, and an Ireland career roadmap. All that you need to do is scan the QR before, to get your free career resource pack. Scan the QR and make sure that you are job ready. So, as an offer holder, I hope today's session was extremely helpful for you. You could learn from both current students and alumni who've made Ireland their future life, and more importantly, have gained a lot of career success after studying in Ireland. A big, big thank you to Cheyenne and her Ronak for taking out time to help you all out.